We are attracted to places where people spend their evenings dancing and telling stories, rather than watching TV, where there's a possibility to discover underwater cliffs that have yet to be explored. Papua New Guinea, an island with the second widest variety of animal species and ethnic groups, is just such a place, a destination that could make our dreams come true.
There are two of us traveling, Libor and myself. This way, we are accepted more readily by the locals. In a canoe made from a sago palm, they take us around the settlements in the Tufi region to give us a glimpse of their lifestyle in the jungle.
This is how flour-like batter is made from the sago palm trunk. First, the pulp is scooped out, mashed, and rinsed out with river water. Then it is hammered with a big club until the starch is released. There is a net at the end of the canal to catch the fiber, while the water and starch run into a wash tub, where the starch settles at the bottom.
The dough is heated in fire where it stiffens, holding its shape. Then you can use it to make pancakes, dumplings, or sweet pudding. You can even use palm leaves as a bag to easily carry the dough around.
And now he's tying it up. So with the rope,
This will take about a month.
Sago flour is an ingredient in most dishes, so it can be bartered for other necessities. We may be revealing an old magic trick, but this boy has string between his feet.
We thought about how we should celebrate New Year's, but in the end, the locals solved it for us. They invited us to a big feast. People from several villages in the Tufi region meet every year to maintain good relationships, gossip, and give the young ones a chance to meet. Until recently, they didn't even have a clue they had neighbors. Now, neighbors cook together with shared ingredients in pots. Petra doesn't feel like cooking today, and so she decided instead to record the preparations.
Ah, so these are probably the sago palm pancakes. And here you can smell the sprouts. And batatas, sweet potatoes. Mmm.
Papuan pig is used as currency. With it, they pay for brides, resolve conflicts, and moreover, the currency doesn't fluctuate. Tonight, the pig will be the highlight of the feast. Every tribe has its own original body decoration and their own unique dance called Sing Sing. The dance serves multiple purposes. It can induce a trance, which is necessary to communicate with the ghosts, as a psychological preparation for war, but mainly to show off in front of potential partners.
The birds of paradise and parrot's feathers look simply great, but it's an ornithologist's nightmare because a single headband is made from the feathers of 10 or more birds.
We couldn't wait to dive. Nowhere else can you find such a variety of species on a single coral reef.
To increase his chance of survival, the lionfish uses a number of strategies to lure its prey, camouflage itself from other predators, to find a mate, or just to have a peaceful sleep.
Something moves under my hand. A sea snake. One of the most venomous snakes in the world. It is very well equipped to defend itself against potential predators.
The clownfish are quite unprotected, but find sanctuary in the venomous tentacles of anemones. In return, they keep their poisonous home clean, an amenable deal for both parties.
Sea creatures' physical appearances not only protect them, it lures some while threatening others. It relays information about which species they belong to, even communicating information about their health or what mood they're in. The colorful commotion on the cliff is something like thousands of tiny creatures shouting over each other without words.
Fortunately, we don't have to learn the 848 indigenous languages to be able to understand the locals. English has been taught in schools since the 1970s.
New Guinea is the second biggest island in the world, in the region of Melanesia, not far from the northern shores of Australia. Today, it is politically divided. The western part is claimed by Indonesia. The eastern half is Papua New Guinea. During dusk, the second shift gets busy on the cliff. While the day shift prepares for sleep, night predators start their hunt for food. The ragged nudibranches, as well as the big cauliflower nudibranch, are specialists at using toxins. They are not ashamed to expose their colorful bodies. It is a statement to the world around them: I am poisonous and definitely not edible.
Squid are cephalopods, and they have a rich wardrobe. They change their color not only because of the camouflage, but also in, so to speak, social situations. This fashion show is a result of evolution. While vertebrates were equipped with hard shells, the cephalopods relied on their intelligence and ability to use camouflage.
The octopus is the most intelligent of cephalopods. It has the biggest brain, but the majority of their neurons are actually in their tentacles. Moreover, each tentacle thinks independently. The ornate ghost pipefish has its way of how not to become easy prey. The see-through youngster turns into a very colorful adult as it imitates the branch of a sea whip. The sea cucumber entirely imitates the anthozoa. It catches plankton, and with its graceful tentacles, puts them directly into its belly. It's a way to hide as well.
One of the most eccentric fish, the frogfish, uses its little fins for walking. It catches other fish with an elysium above its mouth, which resembles a fishing rod and a lure. The spiny lobster has 2 long antennas for protection and 2 shorter ones to detect movement and for chemical analysis of the water.
Our strategy to get the best pictures and remain unharmed was to get a good guide. Even though we don't have to be afraid of cannibalism like the first missionaries, it is good to be with somebody who is respected in the local community and familiar with their cuisine. Sepik, the longest river on the island. We take it upstream to visit remote tribes famous for their traditional art. They worship the crocodile. According to a legend, the crocodiles in ancient times migrated up the Sepik River and created the human population. Winding over 1,000 kilometers, the region around the Sepik River is a living anthropological museum. More than 300 languages are spoken here, and it is one of the most remote areas of the country.
Even though Christianity is the official religion, locals preserve their customs and beliefs. Most villages have the spirit house, House Tambaran, which can be entered only by devout men. The souls of ancestors are believed to rest here. After the chief's approval, I can enter the house, something that's impossible for local women.
The woodcarvers, creators of wooden statues, are highly respected here. Philip is taking us to see one of them. Peturis has his own style. He learned his craft from his father, just like his forefathers before him.
Various pigments are produced from different shades of the soil here. They can be used to decorate statues or as body colors.
Chewing betel nut is a part of everyday life. It produces a mild euphoria and suppresses hunger and fatigue. The poor condition of the majority of the local inhabitants' teeth are proof of its popularity.
After dusk, life in the wilderness quiets down a bit. That's why any opportunity to dance is preferred to chewing betel in the dark house.
We dive near the capital, Port Moresby. It played an important role in World War II. The Japanese invaded it to obtain a strategic position to attack Australia. Without an Allied victory here, history might have gone a different way.
Both sides of the conflict left several plane and shipwrecks near Loloata Island. Today, these sunken machines of war are only armed with poisonous scorpion fish. Despite the foreboding atmosphere, diving among the various organisms living in this darkness is an unbelievable experience.
The MV New Marine shipwreck offers us more than remnants of complicated human history. A new kind of pygmy seahorse has been discovered on its foreship. Searching for this tiny creature is like looking for a needle in a haystack. Hidden 35 meters under the foreship, it reveals itself with the wink of an eye.
Visitors from advanced civilization left their relics in the jungle too. These relics will take centuries to disappear. Quite the opposite of traditional life on the island.
The vast majority of people here work as farmers. The main crop is palm oil. Climate conditions are favorable. The soil is fertile, and droughts are very rare. Traditional farming with minimal amount of fertilizers produces organic food, which is in high demand not just locally, but internationally as well.
But massive demands cannot be reached without cutting down huge swaths of forest, creating new plantations. This type of farming threatens the lush, natural beauty of the island.
After long negotiations with our guides, we were granted permission to observe the secret initiation ceremony of the crocodile men. The transformation of a boy into man takes 3 months. During this time, they are isolated from the rest of the village, and they are subjected to various tests. Tomorrow's painful ceremony will be the hardest part.
We will be the first foreigners allowed to record the ceremony in Maraba, and I will be the first woman allowed to witness it.
There is no other way. The generator and all of our supplies must go with us. The dance of the crocodile. The last man is impersonating its tail. The ceremony starts at 5 in the afternoon and ends at night. Everybody takes part. 13 boys are given magic herb beverage with slightly dazing effects.
Past 5 in the morning. The boys are waiting to be allowed to enter the spirit house, where only adult men who have gone through the crocodile ceremony are admitted. Boys are given a package with bamboo sticks, whose sharp edges were used for cutting till last century. Today they use razors.
Each boy is guided through the ceremony by his uncle, who makes the ritual marks on him. The scars after cutting wounds represent crocodile teeth, which consumed the adolescents and turned the boys into strong crocodile men. They are chewing ginger to relieve the pain. It takes an endless 2 hours. They are convinced that the experience of pain will help them face hardship in their adult life.
The wounds are coated with guatri oil with anti-inflammatory effects.
They will stay in the spirit house for several weeks, separated from their families. During this time, the wounds will be coated with clay, which causes the scars to rise and be visible for the rest of their lives.
Libor is wearing a necklace with a sea turtle. He fell in love with them, and they don't feel threatened in his presence. No wonder he got lost with this big green sea turtle for such a long time. By its camouflage and nonchalant behavior, we can tell we've encountered a dangerous character. The leaf scorpion fish can suck its prey into its mouth, and it is very poisonous. Did we manage to annoy it?
What the eyes can't see, the teeth can't bite. That should be the golden rule of this underwater world. The cuttlefish, just like other ammonoids, is the master of illusion. Cells on the surface of its body reflect its surroundings. On top of that, it can change colors based on observing its surroundings. It consciously sends signals to its pigment areas, which change the color of the skin. Unlike us, it can only see shades of gray. But on the sea bottom, contrast is much more important information than color. It can confuse us perfectly. When things get really rough and its colorful magic won't do, the cuttlefish uses its best trick.
From all the different types of camouflage, this reptilian-looking character fooled us the most. And you won't find him or any other crocodile fish in the Crocodile River either. There is an abundance of real crocodiles and piranhas. Piranhas are the reason why you don't feel like having a refreshing dip, even in the 40-degree heat. They have teeth similar to humans, and they can crack a nut that fell in the water. Unfortunately for men, they can't tell a nut from...
Well, it seems like the locals have a strange sense of humor. They told me they call piranha nut cutters, but only after I've had a swim.
Blue sepik is an orchid which can only be found in the east part of Sepik. Thanks in part to its scarcity, it became an unofficial national plant of Papua New Guinea. The crocodile cult is important not only for men. The women and children from Yenchen worship the crocodile with the Pook Pook dance.
Out of all the resourceful camouflage and hunting techniques we have encountered, we admire the sharks the most, perfected over hundreds of millions of years. No other group of predators has such elaborate hunting techniques. Sharks can recognize their prey from over 2 kilometers away. In the dark, sharks can see 10 times better than humans. It is possible thanks to a layer of reflective discs which reflect the light behind the retina back on the light-sensitive cells. They are not blinded by light even as they quickly approach the sunlit surface of the water. Taste cells are incorporated in their skin, and sharks find out by touch what is edible.
The shark's sensitivity enables them to recognize even the slightest change of intensity in the electric field, registering even the weakest electric currents created by its prey. They can even recognize fear, so we try to concentrate on shooting.
For fish who are neither as big as sharks, nor equipped with the ability to hide, thanks to camouflage, or to poison its rivals, there is still one strategy left: to get lost in the crowd. An individual is always more difficult to target if it's surrounded by a crowd of others. Fish in this school change their direction according to the water pressure, caused by the movement of a different school, attacking predator, or even curious divers.
There is one thing these strategies, perfected through many generations, didn't count on: humans. Out-of-control fishing is genocide of the marine environment and its inhabitants. Disrupting the fragile balance of the underwater world is a much bigger threat for humans than many realize.
We were reminded of this by the eruption of the volcano Tavarur in 1994, which buried Rabaul, one of the biggest and most spectacular cities of the Pacific, in ashes. We climbed to the lip of the caldera to be sure that this active volcano keeps sending its smoke signal warnings.